Now, I had the singular pleasure, ladies and gentlemen, of welcoming, before we go and have a cup of tea, cup of coffee, or whatever gets you through the morning in Bankstown, courtesy of the wonderful city of Bankstown, I have the honour to introduce two people on stage for a unique performance. Unique's a word used and abused way too much. This is unique, however. One of these people's fresh from being part of a Logie winning achievement on Sunday night at the Gold Coast. The other is a former inaugural winner of the Pemulwuy Prize for this area. Sara Mansour, the co-founder of the Bankstown Poetry Slam, who when you go and get your Best of the West, you'll find it's my personal pick for Best of the West. First Tuesday of the month in Bankstown, a volunteer group to get together and get young kids from Western Sydney find their voice in spoken word slam poetry. It is a remarkable part of our city, of our region, and this city particularly. And we're delighted, and I'm proud to be one of the patrons of the slam, and Adam Leto, our executive director, sits on the board. Joining on stage for the first time ever, Dr. Brian Brown, Honorary Doctor of Letters from Western Sydney University. First time ever he has performed. And he says it mightn't be a performance, but first time he's really performed on stage of the Brian Brown Theatre. I just told the Mayor outside it now needs to be renamed the Dr. Brian Brown Theatre to recognise his unique academic achievement. If you ask him nicely, he can repeat the alphabet backwards too, every letter. So that's how he got his award pretty much from our university, simply for service to letters. But to perform for us in a specially commissioned, the Dialogue's never commissioned a piece of art before, about to receive it. One thing I want to teach you, unless Sara tells you at the end, if you're enjoying it in slam poetry, you don't do that, you do that. Everybody click for me, let me see how you click. And if you really love this, get yourself to Bankstown Arts Centre on one of the Tuesdays of the month. I forget which one Tuesday of the month. But get on the Facebook, it'll tell you to see the most remarkable outlet of creative articulation that our city has to offer. Would you please make welcome on stage of the Brian Brown Theatre, Sara Mansour and Dr. Brian Brown AO.
Hello everyone. Oh no. Hello. Hello everybody.
Good morning everyone. Morning Sarah, how are you?
Pretty good. Brian, how are you?
I'm pretty good.
Yeah. How was your weekend?
My weekend was quite fun. I went to the Logies.
The Logies?
Yeah, went to the Logies.
Wow. Awesome. Yeah, how was it?
Well, the Logies is as the Logies does. It was pretty good, but like a little try hard perhaps,
Oh, yeah, try hard.
Yeah, a bit try hard, yeah.
I mean, you say that and we're here at the Brian Brown Theatre with you, Brian Brown.
You think that's a bit try hard?
I mean, it's a beautiful stage though.
Yes, it is. So, what, should we do a song?
Nah, I'm pretty much tone deaf. Nah, I'm tone deaf, guys.
And I can't sing anyway.
Yeah?
So what are we doing?
Well, I mean...
I tell you what though, when you talk about songs, it takes me back to my time when I was growing up, in the Bankstown area, and the music that changed my life. We had Elvis Presley and the Big Bopper.
Oh, okay. Well, if it's a competition, we had Tupac and Aqua.
Really? We had the Beatles and Janis Joplin.
We had the Backstreet Boys and Hanson.
Well, I suppose there's one thing we can agree on.
Yeah.
That we had that classic rock song by Jimmy Barnes called...
Working Class Man.
Working Class Man.
That's true. But, I was like, that makes me kind of think about all the things that have changed in my lifetime.
Yeah.
And there's been heaps of changes, in my lifetime. For example, we used to have the street directory.
What, as opposed to learning the way?
Yeah, we had waiting.
Yeah, but no one now has patience.
We had ads in the personal section of your newspaper.
Now you get RSI from swiping right.
Do you, Brian? We get manual window cranks on car doors.
You mean actual effort?
Yeah, we had artless coffee froth.
I just want to drink it.
Legible handwriting.
That's as if you had a PhD.
Yeah, and remember the 1 hour Kodak joints?
You mean you actually developed photos?
There was the slim chance of teens getting through puberty unscathed.
Do you need to talk?
Real human connection.
Do you need to talk?
Memory recall.
Well, I asked you twice.
Forced human interactions where you had to pick up the call because there was no screens on phones.
Ah, that's why it took so long to get this piece done.
Well, home phones in general.
Right, so you prefer being scene-zoned.
Making eye contact with strangers on public transport.
No one realises it's me.
Is that right? What about calling the cinema to check what times your movie was on?
I like hearing human voices. Sometimes.
Rewinding the tapes with your finger?
Now that's how you actually do get RSI.
All right. And we used to wait for the internet to dial up.
Longer than a microwave minute?
I reckon, yeah.
Now you think you had it tough with all those changes.
Yeah.
Well, check this out. The wireless.
Yeah, but everything's wireless these days.
Roaming the streets.
That's just a euphemism for loitering.
The milk delivery man, the bread man, the rent man, the paper boy.
Yeah, I guess there's an app for that now.
And the telegram boy.
Telegram. Sounds like a really good name for an app.
Oh my God, burning songs onto a CD.
Yeah. Well, I guess that was the golden days of piracy.
And before CDs, there were floppy disks.
Yeah, and before the internet, there were thousands of trees being made into yellow pages that we would use as doorstops, and I think you're glamorising it a bit.
Really? Well, what about hitching?
Yeah, hashtag I can that.
Oh. And remember the specs?
Yeah, they're in my bag.
Bloody hell. I need a cigarette, but I can't smoke in this joint.
Well, I can't even afford cigarettes with the current avocado prices.
You know, in the old days, we could smoke on planes.
You don't say.
Yep, and I miss it. Smoking in lifts, smoking on planes, the Capstans and the Craven A's.
You know, for all that smoking, you don't even look a day over 80. Seriously.
I'm sorry? I'm 71. 72. I pine for Bonox.
Yeah, but clearly not Botox.
You're lucky you're a girl. And younger. 2 tickets to the matinee.
Yeah, well, now it's all about Netflix and chill, mate.
The Dunny Carter.
What's that?
Well, before the series, there was a bloke that had to deal with all our shit.
Oh, like an analyst?
And let's not forget the film canisters where we hit our...
Medication.
Yeah. Speaking of something completely unrelated, you know, things really have changed, but in many ways they're still the same. After all, I'm a Bankstown boy and you're a Bankstown girl.
We have the same raging, big beating heart.
Yes, time hasn't killed the community.
Hasn't killed our art.
And it hasn't killed our tenacity.
Hasn't butchered our street smart.
It's true that there's a certain credibility you get from being a Westie.
Times may have changed, but the one constant is this space that holds us.
Almost like a glue.
That elevates us from boys with dreams to actors on the silver screen.
And from girls with aspirations to poets with grace and cadence.
But most of all, technology and time.
Won't kill our love for poetry.
Poetry?
Slam!
And our love for working class men.
Working class man.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.